Hello there. Welcome to another night of jamming. I'm going to go over some picking stuff. I have a bit of a knack for it, and I'm constantly getting questions about the right hand there. People have trouble figuring out exactly what to do, so hopefully I can help out with that. Turn up my guitar a little bit so we can hear. Okay, I think that sounds okay. Might goose the input here just a little tiny bit so we're not going over the top too much. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, I think it sounds okay. All right, picking. So basically when it comes to picking, I do two different little things there for the most part. And I want to state, you just kind of pick this stuff up. But making a couple of things obvious really does help. I know after I became made aware of some of these habits, and some of that was through Troy Grady, it helped me put more emphasis on the picking styles that I had and recognize them for what they were and be able to describe them better. So let's get into it. The first one that most people get interested in is this note stuff. Okay, so the first thing we want to know about our picking for that kind of stuff is, of course, rule number one, alternate picking. Up, down, up, down. Okay, and the way you're going to be effective at this is, one, when you're going through the strings, you want so little pick sticking out of your thumb that it doesn't get caught up anywhere on the strings. Smooth like butter, you can see that. Okay, that's a good little exercise. You can see I'm just muting that hand right there. Okay, and you can see my hand goes through those strings like butter. So that's the next thing we're going to do is basically you're going to rub the string, just the very tip of the pick, and you're going to start above it and just start hitting it. Okay, so you see I'm above the string and just laying it down like a record, like a needle on a record. And you're going to try to kind of rub the string. Okay, so you're not trying to go. Okay, you're literally trying to rub it with the end of your pick. And you'll find if you try to rub it, your pick is going to come off the string regardless. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so that's alternate picking, and that's kind of how to get the scope. Now, the next obstacle most people face when it comes to picking is the string change. And the way we go about that is the way I pick this up. Okay, and this picking is Michelangelo Battio. Troy Grady does a great video on this in the Cracking the Code, but basically what it is, and you can see it there, we have a down, up, down. And I'm exaggerating this, and on the next string, it's an upstroke. So it is strict up, down, or down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and here is the tricky part with that, and the really, really, really essential, important part of this is the reason I'm able to do this is right there, down, up, down, and you can see here when I'm coming to the next string, the second string, it's an upstroke. And the way I'm doing this is it's just naturally, and it's hard to detect, but this is what's happening with the pick. And it could be from a little bit of this motion coming down, but what's happening is the pick is getting a little bit twisted and skips that next string. And when you think about it, it almost messes me up because it literally it's. Now, at the same token, going the opposite way on that. Okay, you can see that we're skipping that string to get that upstroke. And the way this is happening is I'm starting here and ending up here. It's twisting that pick a little bit. I'll try to exaggerate this, but this is what the pick is doing with this hand. Okay, I'm doing this clean for everyone's benefit too, of course. So that is how we're going to change strings. And it doesn't matter if you're using 2 notes. Okay, there's a really good exercise in itself there too. There's a section of Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne, and it goes. And it's a 6-note sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and when you're doing this picking, it's caught between the strings. Okay, so we have some alternate picking. We have those string changes. We have those 3-note string change stuff for the alternate picking when we're changing strings. And finally, the last piece of the puzzle there is Yngwie Malmsteen or Frank Gambale, I think, gives kind of a better explanation of this, and it's called sweep picking. Okay, so an example of this is its chord shapes, and we're using that motion again there. Okay, and we're going through the strings. So this shape here, if you did an E minor chord in your standard position, and we moved everything up to 12th fret, or you know what, we'll use Frank Gambale's. If we use 12th and 14th fret, that's kind of the emotion we're going for. Anyway, the point is try to pick 1 note at a time. And you can see okay, so that's the motion going through the strings. And the way this is designed, at speed picking, sweep picking is what Frank Gambale referred to it as. And what we're doing there is we're placing, anytime we want to change to another string, we play 2 notes. So if for this example, and you can see with the pick, we go down, up, and then the next note is going to be on that upstroke, 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 upstroke. Now that stuff, you can see I'm doing a pull off there and then sweeping 2 strings. Okay, so you don't have to just sweep chord shapes. Like we got a C chord shape here. You can also sweep the scales themselves. I'll give you an example. So there's that 1st position pentatonic. And hopefully you know something like that already. So the way we sweep this is we play 2 notes, then 1 note. So. And we can move that same pattern right there. That's just 1st box pentatonic shape. We can move that whole thing up a string. And if we move that around to some of the 2nd, 3rd, 4th positions of the pentatonic, you know. sorry, nah, I got fancy there. Anyway, that wasn't pentatonic. Now you don't have to start at the bottom, you can start at the other side too. Okay, now we're not getting into scale note choices this time, but between all of those picking styles, you've got alternate picking, you've got kind of that trapped inside picking, you've got the pick slanting like this, to accommodate string changes and stuff like that, and then sweeping, and then combining all that into economy picking, and of course there's some of this too. Okay, and that's using your pick and fingers together, and okay, that's picking in a nutshell. I hope you found this informative. If you want any help or lessons or advice, absolutely please invoice me, inbox me, send me a DM, and I'll try to get you sorted out there the best I can. The other thing I'll mention is I really like metal picks, and I like scratching them up so they have a nice texture, so they stay a little more there. The only other thing I'm going to mention is holding your pick, and this is going to be a little hard to see, but I'll try to demonstrate, but the pick actually wiggles right here when I hold it, so there's a pivot point. When I'm holding the pick here, when it goes through the strings, you'll see the top of the pick. You see it gives away every time? That pick actually pivots up and down. That'll help you go up and down through the strings as well. Okay. Okay, well, we've had fun. You got the idea there. Some of the stuff, if you pay attention to it at first, it'll just start coming like second nature. And you can come up with some really tasty stuff. Um, for the next lesson, we'll talk about note choices and the fun stuff like that. A lot of music theory and there's a lot of that stuff is kind of hard to swallow and digest, and you see it doesn't really translate to your fingers. And one thing I will say, the best tip I ever got for guitar, I can't remember where I read it, but they said, you see Van Halen up there jumping around, doing splits, whatever, and he's doing all this stuff. And when you go to play it, it's really difficult. And the tip was, well, then you're not playing it like he's playing it. And that's true. If you were playing it like Van Halen was playing it, it would be a lot easier. So try to focus on how people are playing things exactly, how they're using their fingers, how they're using the pick, all kinds of stuff like that. Um, that was really helpful. The other thing I would mention on that too, the second best tip is if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. And basically, if it's not simple, if it's not digestible, if it doesn't make sense, it's probably because, if it doesn't make sense, it's probably because it's a theory instead of a practice. Um, anyway, until next time, I hope you enjoy.